Woke up, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say that.
Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
Welcome back to StarHush, and listen, this is about to get messy because Floyd Mayweather just sent a threat 50 Cent's way over the whole Big Meech drama, and 50 wasted no time clapping back. But here's what makes this time different. This isn't just another petty back and forth between two old friends turned rivals. This time, Floyd is bringing backup. And not just any backup, he's rolling with 3 of 50's biggest ops. So now you gotta ask yourself, is this a real squad? Or is this just a group of men who can't stand 50, forming an alliance just because they all have a common enemy? Because let's not act like Floyd and 50 haven't been beefing for years. This isn't new. But the way Floyd is moving now, it's looking real suspicious. It's literally 1 man against 4. And that raises another question. Can they actually help Lil Meech bounce back from everything that's been going down? Or is this whole alliance about to crash and burn before it even gets off the ground? Because one thing we all know about 50, he plays chess, not checkers. And if these 4 think they can take him down just by linking up, they might be in for a rude awakening. This is a wild story of friends turned foes, and there is a lot to break down.
But the keep showing up next to the that's an indication to me he might have some feelings towards me. That is just everywhere I got an issue. You show up around him. So I mean, you don't forget music, because music ain't usually my motivation. My morals come off the curb. So if you see a nigga keep being around your when you come around, how your antennas go on. So he in a position where he might feel like he did, but he ain't dead yet.
Boy, god damn, boy, it don't get more disrespectful than this right here. Lil Meech done went and linked with goddamn Mayweather and Ross. God damn, boy, season 4 ain't never gonna come out talking about some real power. Man, look. Them boys can't even give you your show back. What you talking about, real power?
Lil Meech just sent a message loud and clear. Whether 50 Cent got it or not, the internet sure did. He recently dropped a photo of himself chilling with Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross, captioning it, "Real power." And let's be honest, that wasn't just a flex, that was a full-on shot at 50. The same 50 Cent who put him on, built his name in Hollywood, and helped him stack over $5 million from the BMF series. And now, Meech is out here acting like that never happened. The timing? Shady. Because this wasn't just a random flick. This all went down at Floyd Mayweather's massive 50th birthday celebration in Miami. And as soon as the post hit the internet, the streets started talking. Because if there was ever a chance that 50 would consider giving Lil Meech another opportunity, that door is slammed shut now. Locked, bolted, cemented. And here's where it gets even more messy. Floyd knows exactly what's going on between 50 and Big Meech's camp. And let's be real, he didn't link up with Lil Meech just for fun. He did it to send a message. What better way to poke the bear than by standing side by side with his biggest rivals? Because Floyd, he doesn't just let things go, and if you thought 50 was the king of petty, Floyd is right up there with him. These two never liked each other, and their bad blood runs even deeper than 50's long-standing war with Rick Ross. So this wasn't just about Lil Meech finding new alliances. This was Floyd reigniting an old feud. He wanted 50 to see it. And knowing 50, you already know he's not about to let this slide. This battle, it's just getting started. 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather weren't just industry friends. They were practically brothers. For years, they were inseparable, moving as a unit, standing side by side like their bond was unshakable. They even landed the cover of XXL together, making it clear to the world that their friendship wasn't just for show, it was real. But just like most things in the industry, money got in the way. And when a business deal went sideways, everything changed. Their beef traces all the way back to 2012, when Floyd was convicted on DV charges and sentenced to time behind bars. And trust me, this is where the mess really starts. Because according to 50 Floyd asked him for a major favor before heading to jail. He wanted 50 to step in and handle things for him, managing his boxing empire while he was locked up. This included running Mayweather Promotions, TMT, the Money Team, and Mayweather Productions Media Company. And if that sounds familiar, it's because it was a similar setup to what Big Meech did, leaving his business in the hands of trusted people while he was away. So, 50 took on the challenge. He started signing fighters, making moves, and getting things lined up for Floyd's return. Everything should have gone smoothly, right? Wrong. Because as soon as 50 got deeper into the business, he realized something major. The business Floyd asked him to manage? It didn't even legally exist. Yeah, you heard that right. TMT wasn't properly set up, there were no official contracts in place, and legally, 50 was dealing with a mess. Floyd really set 50 Cent up for failure, and the way he moved after? Pure disrespect. See, when 50 took over the business, he assumed everything was in order. Wrong. Turns out Floyd had never even registered TMT as an official company. So instead of just managing things, 50 had to build the entire business from the ground up. And let's be real, that's not a small favor. But because they were so tight at the time, 50 went all in. He dropped over $1 million of his own money to get things running, expecting that Floyd would match the investment once he was back. But when Floyd got out of jail, he flipped the whole script. Suddenly he was moving different, acting all gangster and flat out refusing to match 50's investment or pay him back. And get this, while 50 and others were running a whole "let's get Floyd back in pocket" campaign, which was basically a fancy GoFundMe to rebuild his finances, Floyd was out here blowing cash like nothing happened. Chains, Lamborghinis, private jets, women. He had money for everything except for the friend who actually held him down while he was locked up. And one thing about 50, he does not play about loyalty or respect. So when he confronted Floyd, Floyd wasn't trying to hear any of it. Instead of owning up, he turned the tables, claiming 50 was lying and that the real reason their business deal fell apart was because 50 wanted half the company. Floyd even said 50 tried to push out his longtime manager Al Heyman. And to make things even messier, Floyd told 50 straight up that he never asked him to invest a dime into TMT Promotions. At this point, 50 had enough. He flipped out on social media, airing everything out, but somehow, he ended up looking like the bad guy. And Floyd? Oh, he wasted no time clowning him. He straight up called 50 a male boxing groupie and threw this savage shot. "Hold my belts because your album sales have declined." Now, at one point, they allegedly squashed the beef and told the media that it was all just a publicity stunt. But let's be real, with the way Floyd is moving now, that stunt never ended. Let's keep it 100% real. The whole "we're cool again" story? Pure BS. Over time, Floyd and 50 didn't just drift apart, they became full-blown enemies. And it wasn't some overnight fallout. Fans started noticing something shady. Both men were constantly taking shots at each other online. Every tweet, every IG post, every interview. It was all about outdoing each other, and trust me, there were no limits to the disrespect. Floyd? He hit below the belt, bringing up 50's strained relationship with his son, Marquise. And 50? He wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back hard, accusing Floyd of messing around with his own best friend's woman. At this point, they weren't just beefing, they were trying to destroy each other. Then came one of the biggest bombs 50 ever dropped. He straight up linked Floyd to the tragic deaths of Earl Hayes and his wife, Stephanie. And when I tell you the internet was shocked, 50 went on full blast, posting, "When he broke up with his girl Jessica, you kept her around, got her an apartment, bought her a car because you wanted to mess with her. Rihanna ain't sweat it, he was keeping it playa. Hayes just wasn't built like that." And the wildest part, 50 then put Floyd on blast for allegedly being on FaceTime when Hayes confronted his wife, and things took a tragic turn. This wasn't just petty anymore, this was next level personal. At that moment, it was clear as day. 50 and Floyd had officially entered all-out war mode. And just when you thought 50 was done, nope. He took the pettiness to a whole new level. This man went on social media and challenged Floyd to read a book out loud, on camera, in front of the whole world. At that point, it wasn't even beef anymore. 50 turned it into a comedy show.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The buck is all right.
Floyd wasn't about to let 50's pettiness slide. He decided to fire back with his own challenge, daring 50 to step into the boxing ring and settle their beef the old-fashioned way. And for a while, the internet was buzzing. Rumors spread in 2014 that they were actually going to square up. But as we all know, that fight never happened. But this is where things got real messy. Shortly after, The Breakfast Club leaked an audio clip of Floyd struggling to read a single sentence. And let me tell you, the internet never let him live it down. To this day, Floyd's literacy skills are still a running joke, and guess who made sure it never died? For a while, things stayed quiet, until 2018, when Floyd took the pettiness to a whole new level. That year, Tayara Mari was in the middle of suing 50 for revenge content. And what did Floyd do? He booked her to perform at his club. If that's not next level petty, I don't know what is. And from there, the feud was back on. The back and forth didn't slow down. Over the summer, Floyd took things to another level, posting a scathing open letter on Instagram, dragging every aspect of 50's life. He came for his music, his career, his personal life. Nothing was off limits. Floyd wrote, "You haven't had a hit song in who knows how long, and you're definitely not hot enough to sell records anymore. That's why Interscope dropped you. But that was just the beginning. You're jealous of any rapper, athlete, or entertainer who's winning. You are a certified snitch, and we got paperwork to prove it." And if you thought Floyd was done, oh no, he kept firing shots. You talk about Ja Rule, but you stole his whole style and ran with it. You're the only self-proclaimed gangster who's never put in work. Then, Floyd hit 50 with a low blow, bringing up the original 50 Cent. You need to pay homage to the real 50 Cent for stealing his name and his storyline. And the disrespect just kept coming. Your claim to fame was getting shot multiple times and living to tell it, and you think that's gangster? You're currently living in an apartment in Jersey. You're always in somebody else's business just to stay relevant. You should just become a blogger, because it's obvious you got nothing going on in your life. And then, he threw the ultimate shade. Are you mad that Kanye West ended your career? And if that wasn't enough, Floyd went for 50's biggest success, power. The only thing you got going on is power. And let's be real, people watch that for Ghost, not you. You could leave the show tomorrow, and everybody would still tune in. And then, Floyd ended his rant with a mic drop moment. But out here in the real world, I'm the real Ghost. At this point, the internet was in flames. Did Floyd just come for 50's entire existence? But wait, he wasn't done yet. He then claimed that 50 was drowning in debt, couldn't even afford to maintain his mansion, and was lying about his $300 million Coca-Cola deal. And the wildest accusation. He alleged that 50 had caught herpes from DJ and had been hiding it all along. At this point, this wasn't a feud anymore. This was a full-blown war. And you already know 50 wasn't about to let this go without a response.
Woke up, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance, say that.
With 50 and Floyd's beef already reaching boiling point, their hatred for each other was undeniable. But now, Big Meech and Lil Meech just made it even worse. Linking up with Floyd in Miami, right after connecting with Rick Ross? That was a power move. And not just any power move, a direct shot at 50. And you already know 50 was not about to let that slide. He wasted no time responding, and he made sure everyone got the message loud and clear. He hopped on IG and dropped a video with a subliminal message quoting, "I don't feel I have to wipe everybody out, just my enemies." And if you know 50, that wasn't just talk. But he didn't stop there. This was the perfect moment for him to double down on his claims about Big Meech snitching. And how did he do it? By teasing his upcoming docuseries, which allegedly features Tammy Cowan exposing Big Meech for snitching on Cuffy and others. But wait, it gets even more savage. 50 wasn't just focused on Big Meech. He had another bomb to drop. Right after teasing his docuseries, he posted a flyer for an entirely new project, Hip Hop Cop. And guess what? This one was coming straight to Hulu. In the caption, he wrote, "Check out my new show, Hip Hop Cop, on Hulu. Oscar-winning writer, Emmy Award-winning director. Boom, a BMF, let's get that." Pure shade. And let's be real, if Lil Meech wasn't already feeling the heat from getting cut from BMF, this was about to send him spiraling. Because this wasn't just a new project, it was a direct replacement for him. The message was clear as day. Lil Meech fumbled the bag and 50 was moving on without him. And the wildest part, this entire mess started when Big Meech got home and realized Lil Meech had blown through the millions he made from the BMF series. Word on the street? Big Meech was out here trying to call in favors from Rick Ross, hoping he would promote his Welcome Back concert. But instead of helping him reclaim his empire, that backfired in the worst way. Now Big Meech is stuck with a son who burned through his money, a broken relationship with 50, and a public feud that just keeps getting worse.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
50 Cent saw this as the ultimate betrayal. Let's be real. Rick Ross has been one of 50's biggest enemies for years. So when Big Meech and Lil Meech linked up with Ross and Floyd, that was a straight up slap in the face. But 50 didn't just take the L and keep it moving. He flipped the whole situation and started applying pressure. He went after Big Meech directly, calling him a snitch and claiming that while he was locked up, he used third-party cooperation to secure his release. And here's where Tammy Cowens enters the chat. According to 50, Big Meech had signed over his life rights to Tammy while in jail, and she allegedly used that access to leak critical info to authorities about Cuffy, which played a role in getting Meech out early. But the moment Big Meech touched down, he switched up fast. Instead of keeping things cool with Tammy, he sidelined her and started demanding all his life rights back. And if that wasn't messy enough, there's even more tea. Word on the street is, Tammy's role in Meech's life wasn't just business. Apparently, she was invested in him on a personal level too. So when he ran straight into his baby mama's arms the moment he got out, Tammy felt some type of way. And who can blame her? She allegedly held him down for years, and in return, he ghosted her. But here's the real kicker. Big Meech denied all of it. He swore up and down that the snitching rumors were false. But let's be honest, how does a whole kingpin spend years sleeping with a government informant and claim he didn't know who she really was? That's the million-dollar question that still has people talking. And of course, 50 Cent made sure to remind everyone that Meech's biggest mistake wasn't getting locked up. It was not maintaining his relationship with Tammy Cowens after he got out. Because if she turned on him once, who's to say she won't do it again? And if you think 50 was just talking with no receipts, think again. Because beyond 50 and Tammy's claims, there's actual evidence linking Big Meech to Cuffy's conviction and sentencing. And to make things even wilder, an audio recording from Cuffy himself, a St. Louis kingpin and Meech's friend of 30 years, seems to confirm everything. At this point, the walls are closing in and the truth is getting harder to deny.
Wasn't even the original target. They wanted to get a little Mexican. He's actually a cartel member out of LA named Suarez. You'll see his name in the paperwork. Fidel Suarez. He was their initial target. You feel me?
Right.
He was their initial target. But with me calling in while they were trying to set up Fidel Suarez, she clicked over and told the Fed or the agents who was listening to her and Suarez, hold on, this is Cuff. And when they heard the name Cuff, they went crazy. And that's when her and Meech turned the scheme toward me.
I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus.
Lil Meech is getting dragged online, and it's not looking good. People are out here saying he's moving like a pawn in a bigger game, getting passed around by power players like Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. And listen, those aren't even my words, but let's be real. Linking up with Rick Ross and then posting that real power caption. It didn't hit the way Lil Meech thought it would. If he was hoping to look like a boss, he ended up looking like a lost player in somebody else's chess game. And if there was even the slightest chance that 50 Cent would have taken him back, that's dead now. But let's switch gears for a second, because the internet is split over this whole situation between 50 Cent, Tammy Cowens, and Big Meech. Some people are riding with 50, fully believing that Big Meech snitched and is just trying to cover his tracks. But others, they're giving 50 the side eye too. Because if Tammy was really a government informant, why did 50 keep her around all this time? Some folks are saying this whole thing was just a setup to cancel BMF and replace it with his new Hip Hop Cop series. And with the way 50 is hyping up that show right now, that theory might not be so far-fetched. One thing's for sure, this drama isn't over yet. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think there's truth to these theories, or are people just doing too much? And what's your take on Lil Meech? Did he play himself by siding with Floyd and Ross, or was this all just business? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and keep watching this space, my stars and hushers, because you already know the drama never stops.